In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you different ways you can use to actually secure your recommenders in record time. If you are like me and you are trying to apply to different institutions, about 5 institutions, 10 institutions, but you still need the same recommenders to write reference letters for you, there are ways in which you can go about it, and this video is specially for you. So without further ado, let's get started. First, I need you to see your grad school application as a cake. So imagine you are baking a cake. There are different ingredients that goes into how a cake is going to be made. And then your recommenders basically is like the icing on that cake. So remember that you have like different ingredients. So your ingredients is basically like your CV, your SOP, your personal statements, your, every of those other documents that you are required to put in. Those are like things that are still within your control that you can do. However, there is one that is not within your control in a way, and that is your reference letters. Because the only thing you can do is basically to tell them that, hey, please write reference letters for me, and then you honestly don't know what they are going to put in there. So whatever your references actually put could actually make or mar your application. So your job is to ensure that you are in good standing with your recommenders so that they'll be able to vouch for you even when you can't see what they've written. So the first step is for you to send an email to them. Send an email after identifying the lecturer or the recommender you want to work with. Dear Professor so, my name is this. I was your student in this particular class in the year 2026, graduating student, something around that line. I'm currently exploring opportunities to pursue my grad school in the United States or in Canada, and I will need your help in terms of writing reference letters for me. In fact, I'm not only applying to one school, I'm applying to about 5 different schools with a concentration in this particular kind of program, right? So you put all of those things there. So you just request if they will be willing and available to actually write reference letters for you. And you can also attach your CV in the email, and you can let them know that you are available to provide further details that they might need that might guide their writing process, right? So that alone is like a cold email that you have sent to them. And it is not cold per se, because these are professors that you have actually engaged their classes, you've done their assignments, you've been, you've known the professor for like maybe 4 years or 5 years, depending on your program duration. So it could actually be easy in that regard. Now, if you sent that and you did not get a reply or you did not get an email, don't fret, because trust me, these professors are also very busy individuals. They have different things that they do. They are teaching, they are grading, they are conducting series of research. Some of them are even on sabbatical. So you need to time them, you need to pace them, and that is why I always suggest that you give them like 3 months notice in advance, if not even 6 months notice in advance, so that they can also put you in their plan, irrespective of whatever they are doing. So if you sent an email and you realize that, hey, this professor did not respond and all that, you can send a follow-up email, right? So, and if the professor still did not respond, you can go ahead and take it by the jugular. So you can go ahead and take it a step higher, right? And this that I'm about to talk about has to do with the personal relationship that you have with your professors. And I'm saying this from personal experience. Let me give you like a real life example. When I was trying to get recommenders and all that, I've secured this very sweet, fantastic, reference for me, right? I still keep in touch with her, and I'm applying to like different schools. So I was applying to about 5 schools at the time, and this person has actually been writing reference letters for me in all the previous schools that I had applied to, but I never got admission. But then I still wanted this person to be like my referee, right, in terms of writing my reference letters and all that. So what I did, my school, Ibadan, and I was in Lagos at the time. So I asked someone that is actually in school then. I was like, hey, please, I want to do like a surprise visit to doctor so and so. Can you tell me our office hours and all that? And then the person was like, oh, okay, she's always available by this particular time and this particular time. I'm like, okay. Then a day before, the time that she was always in the office, I just went to Ibadan. I traveled to Ibadan just to go and see her, right? And even when I got to the office, she wasn't present, but I had to wait. And I was like, ma, this is the situation at hand. I have applied to like some schools. I did not get admission, but this time I'm applying to like 5 schools, right? And she was like, wow, okay, when is the deadline for all of this? Oh, the deadline is not next week. Oh, the deadline is not tomorrow. And then she was able to help me in that regard. She has seen that for me to leave my house and travel for about 2 hours to another state just to see her for that purpose, it shows that I'm serious in whatever I'm doing. So if you can always go ahead and just pay a visit to your lecturer. It's always delightful for you to visit them, and they want the best for you, and they will of course like do everything in their power to see that you succeed. That's the second route that I would suggest that you do when you are looking at referees for your grad school application. The third one that I would suggest you do, if you are not within the vicinity of where your institution is for you to volunteer, right? Volunteer to be a research assistant for a professor. So if you schooled in Ibadan and then you stay in Lagos, Nigeria, you can decide to go online and just take a look at some institutions in Lagos, Nigeria. University of Lagos is there, Lagos State University is there, LASPO Tech is there, National Open University Nigeria is there. So what you can do strategically is to identify a particular professor whose research interest tallies with yours. So you want to take a look at some of the articles that they have written. You want to take a look at their publications and how you can actually fit into that. If you did communication in your first degree, and this period is your waiting period where you need to like get references and all that, and maybe you actually secured one referee and then you need like 2 other referees or 1 other referee, and you've tried all the ways and you realize that it is not working, you can decide to just ace this professor up, send an email to them and let them understand that you want to work with them for free, you want to participate in their research and maybe help them to collect data. You can do that for like 3 months. And afterwards, you could let them know that, hey, the only way you can pay me is if you can actually serve as a referee for me, right? So you go the unconventional route. If plan A does not work, remember there are like 25 other alphabets that you can always go through, right? So if it takes you knocking on doors, knock on those doors. Just take a day off and decide to say, you know what, today I'm going to Unilag, I'm going to their communication department and I'm knocking on doors. Hello, Professor so. I know you don't know me, I don't know you, but I've seen some of your works and I would love to be a part of your research. This is me, my name is this, I am in the process of pursuing my grad school application in this particular university in the United States or blah, blah, blah. And then I would love for you to actually be my recommender or for you to be a referee for me. And in exchange of that, I am willing to actually work with you 3 months. It could be weekend. I'm always flexible in. Sorry, the train is passing. I am flexible, and then I can always work 5 times a week, 3 times a week, 7 days a week, depending on whatever works for you, right? And you can always tell them in that regard. When they see this, they see that there is value at first, and then they will be willing to actually serve as referee for you, and they could also guide you in the application phase. And even that research that you are working with can even help you to be a co-author, and it can help you in your statement of purpose when you are writing, about what you do, right? So in fact, there's a lot that you can actually do with all of these things, right? So it can help you, like when you're writing your statement of purpose, for example, you can say that, you've done this, you've done that, and even in the last 3 months, you've been working on this particular research, and this is what you found out, and you will love to actually continue that when you get admission to the school that you're actually applying to. You see, there are different ways in which you can do all of those things, right? But those are like the 3 major things that I would suggest that you do right now, if you're applying to different schools but you have limited referees that can actually write recommendation letters for you, send an email to them, go meet them physically, go visit them physically, and volunteer to be research assistants for lecturers. They necessarily do not have to have taught you in your first degree, just lecturers of any institution. Then you can always volunteer and assist them in that regard. Remember, you have control of your CV, your statements of purpose, your personal statements. You have control of all of those. What you don't have control of is a recommendation letter. And there are some instances whereby you are even in the application phase and you've submitted all the necessary documents. You submitted your CV, your statement of purpose, your personal statements, your transcript, and the only thing left is your reference letter, right? So that could literally make or mar the entire application phase. And one of the things that I also suggest you do after you've done like your application and your application checklist has been completed, except the recommendation letter, what you can do is for you to send an email to them. Send an email and let them know that I've actually applied to this particular school and what is left is my reference letter. The deadline is this, and then you can put them in the know and let them understand that you are working with limited time and this is the timeline that they have. Another thing that I also suggest that you do is for you to create a spreadsheet document. Create a document, write all the names of the schools that you are applying to, write the name of the school, write the application checklist completed, and then write the due date. That is the deadline of application. Write it there as well. So that, and you write the status. If you can share it in a cloud document, that would be great, so that they can have real-time access to it. University of this, application checklist mark, deadline is this, status maybe in progress, not started or completed. You can have all of those things there, so that it's going to help you and also help your recommenders in terms of timeline and knowing exactly when to turn in your reference letters. I hope you found this video helpful. If you do, like this video, put a comment in the comment section, share it, and subscribe to this channel, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. I want to make a personal request that you please subscribe to this channel. Subscribing is going to help YouTube as an algorithm to actually reach more people, and this is actually my goal for this content to reach a lot of people. So apart from liking, commenting, I appreciate that, but please let's take it a notch higher and kindly subscribe, share, and keep doing all of those good stuff. Thank you so much.